What is up, guys? Welcome back to the channel. Today we've got a different video to the usual and we're going to have a look through my error coin collection. There's nothing amazing here. Let's get that out of the way, and this is not an exhaustive list of all the errors either, but I've got a few bits and pieces, so I thought why not make a video and show some of you. I picked up one error coin and put it in another video, and you guys said you'd never seen something like that before, so let's run through what we've got. Some of it's more exciting than others. And I'm going to say as well now, I may well be wrong with what I'm describing these as. My knowledge is not 100% on these, but we're going to have a little look and see what we've got. So we'll kick off with 50p's. And this is Team GB, as you can see. But if you see the edges of the coin, it doesn't match up. So this is a die rotation error, I believe. Just on the reverse here. The obverse is fine. So that matches up all nice. But on this side, as you can see, the corners don't match up. This corner here should be up here, you know. So, not a bad little one that. I think I actually traded for somebody with this way back. I think the design of the coin itself makes the rotation look even better, because it's almost got kind of a similar thing going on here, and then it's continued into the edge of the coin. But yeah, that's the first one. Nice little Team GB rotation. That's the only proper rotation I've got. I've got a few other ones that I've just kept to one side, and to be honest with you, this is very minor. Same thing, but very minor in comparison. But I thought I'd keep it. Probably not worth anything more than face value, to be honest. The Team GB one's probably worth a few quid. And then this isn't a rotated die, this is just slightly misaligned, and again it's nothing massive. You see on the left side here and at the bottom, the edge is quite thick in comparison to the edge at the top there. That's all it is. Again, these are probably pretty common and not worth anything more than face value, but kept it to add to the collection. And again, this really toned 2019 is again similar, just a thin edge on the right there, thick edge on the left, but not really enough to be anything really special. Two more 50p's, and these are actually already been seen on the videos, and these are two from our current book, for our current collection, and this is one that's a weak strike. And you can see there's barely any edge, or rim, sorry, not edge, on the coin at all, and a lot of the features are very weak. And on this side, a lot of the writing is barely even visible, really. So one way or another, the machine has not struck that to the proper pressure. I know they do strike coins at a lower pressure when starting the machine up to almost warm it up. But I'm not sure how exactly that's happened. And then the other one we found in the 50p hunts on the channel, as you can see the bottom left there, this coin has been struck through some sort of debris, I think, so a little flake of metal or something was there, and that's been between the planchet and the die when it's been struck, causing almost like an imprint there. Again, a very small example, but not something you see that often. Moving on from 50p's, what should we do? We've got a couple of 10p's, let's get these out of the way, shall we? Now this is probably one of my favourites. And you'll look at this and you'll probably think, well, surely that's just damage, but it's not. And this is a Flawed Planchet, I believe it's called. And this is where I think the actual error is in the sheet of metal itself. So when it's punched out, obviously, it transfers to the coin, and it's almost like it's not formed properly. I don't know if it's like an air bubble or the metal is not the right thickness, consistency. I'm not sure exactly how it happens, but that is an error, and you do get bigger examples of this. I've seen some lovely ones on some bimetallic £2, real big ones, and they look lovely. But yeah, there's that. And then we've got another weak strike, or possibly a grease-filled die. Again, giving us some very faint lettering on this 2016 10p. These are fairly common, to be honest. The quality control on the 10p's is pretty low, and lots of stuff gets through. The dog is snoring, excuse him. What else have we got? We've got a couple of pound coins here. And I've only got the one lefty. That's a 2016. And if you don't know what a lefty is, it's where the ridges here at the bottom of the coin apparently are supposed to be to the right of the centre of the shield. So this side here should be ridged and this side should be smooth. And when the left side is ridged, we call it a lefty. But 2016s are very common. I've got a few. 2017s and 18s are pretty rare and worth a few quid, not anything major, £5 to £10 I think. But 2019s have now just started popping up. We were told that there was going to be no more, that they changed the process and it wasn't going to be able to happen anymore. I mean, that's just hearsay on the grapevine or whatever, but no, 2019, a new batch has just been released and a lot of them are lefties. Now this one, I really don't know how this happens, but they're calling this a sunburst effect. You can see it particularly at the top there above the thistle, and to the left there above, is that the leek? And as it says, it's almost like the sun is bursting from behind them, you see, like a ray of sunshine. Again, though, fairly common and nothing too special. And then the only other pound I've got is this, which I've asked a couple of people and it seems to be mixed feelings, but I think it's probably a fake. But it is an unstruck planchet with only the edge inscription on the coin. And this would have been one of the old bridge pound coins, I believe. But yeah, if you have any more info on any of these coins, do let me know, because I love to learn. And I'd love to know exactly what I've got here. As I said, my knowledge is not 100% by any means, a long way from it. But some people were saying they think it's a fake. And then one guy whose opinion I do quite trust, he was pretty adamant it was a real one, so I'm not sure, to be honest. Then we got a few £2 coins. I have to refresh my memory what this one is, actually. Oh, there we go, that one's easy. This is the die rotation that we bought recently. This was featured on the channel already. As you can see, if you've got it lined up straight there and you flip it over, the queen's not in the right position that she should be. She should be round here with the dot at the centre. But somehow the die has worked its way loose and turned a little while the coin's being struck. Another design to look out for is the 2015 Britannia £2. You do find those. I've not got one yet. And then we've got this really shiny 2010, which has just got loads of extra metal in the cogs in the centre. See, just in here? This should be like empty cog wheels, similar to these ones, one of these ones. It's got all this extra metal, and this one up here as well. So yeah, probably just a deteriorated die, damaged die, overused. And then that part of it's become damaged, so then it's not formed properly. And this is a stunner of a coin, like the condition of it. And this came from a big collection I bought recently. This was the only bimetallic £2 in it, and the chap must have kept it because of the extra metal on it, I guess. And then we've got this very, very slightly eggy £2, where the outer ring bleeds into the inner. And this is pretty common, but this is probably just about enough for me to be keeping. Probably doesn't add any major value. If you get one that's kind of another few millimetres in, then you're talking big money, you know. or one where the outer bleeds into the inner. But yeah, I thought I'd keep it. And it also, yeah, by the look of that, there's a blob of extra metal just on the back of the Queen's hair there, you see it? Not bad. One more £2 coin. And this one is almost missing the 5. You see it's very, very faint there. And you can also see underneath the date, the rim of the coin has some extra metal. Now I have a theory on this. Because you see through the 5 as well, you can just see a faint line through the bottom of the 5. I think the edge of the die is broken, causing this bit to have extra metal there where the piece of the die is missing. And then that bit of debris has been struck through, or been in the way partly when it's been struck, causing a lack of a 5. And that line there, can you see it? Just to the bottom right of the 5. That may be far-fetched, let me know what you think. But yeah, interesting one. And then we've got a stack of 20p's here. A lot of these will just be extra metal. Let's have a quick look though. 2014, what's this one? Oh yeah, you see it there on the lion's foot. Big lump of extra metal there. Shouldn't be there. Again, just die deterioration, probably. Damaged die. Next. Now this is a bit more interesting, because again, I believe this is a flawed planchet. And you do get these, sometimes these almost kind of scar opening effect when it happens. I think again this is where it's just an imperfection in the metal when the sheet's formed, and I believe that would be on the sheet before the coin is cut out of the sheet. So yeah, interesting. What next? That looks like it might be just a slightly off-centre strike, that one to me. You see how the D, E, F and then the 2016 are almost over the edge on the top left there, and a bigger gap than there should be on the right. And you can even see, I think, just here, that line is probably where the coin should finish. But yeah, very, very mild and not really worth anything, I don't believe. But still a nice oddity to keep. And again, this is the same thing, but slightly more extreme. You can see the 2 is definitely touching the edge there. And again, that line in the bottom right, where the coin probably should finish. So somehow the die has been moved over, or I don't exactly know how that's happened, to be honest, how it works. You would imagine the coin isn't quite correctly shaped either, if that's the case. I might be wrong there. A few more. This looks like a shiny one. 2019. Oh, this will be, yeah, a little die break there. Damaged die on the R, leaving that blob on it. I've actually got quite a few of these because I had a sealed bag of 2019 20p's. Probably about half of them were minted with this die chip in it, or whatever you would call it. Loads of them went back to the bank, so they're out there. They're out there to find. And again, similar thing here, damaged die on the H there this time, top left, leaving an extra blob of metal. I think it's even, is that a cud? Because it's touching the edge. My terminology is not the greatest. I'm sure somebody will be able to put me right in the comments. 2004, and this one's just a very slight extra metal, I think, is the reason I've kept this. Just there, you see it? Very slight though. Probably not worth keeping really. That's if that is what it is. Oh no, there's also some extra metal there on the Queen's eyebrow, you see, on the obverse. that'll be it. Interesting little varieties though, nothing major. This one's just looking like a bit of a weak strike there on the reverse around this, or a greased up die again. Oh yeah, look, Eliz F. Definitely missing some letters here, aren't we? So yeah, greased up die or a worn out die again there. Two more. This one you can see again, deterioration of the die probably in the centre here. Loads of extra metal on that line. Wow, 15 minutes. This video has gone on way longer than it should have. And then to finish this off, another big blob of metal up here in the top right. 20 pence. Not bad, bit dirty that one though. But yeah, nice 20 pence coin to finish us off. Well, thanks for watching, guys. If you can tell me any more about any of them, if you know, do let me know. Have you got any of these? Have you got anything else? Have you got any of those big three that I mentioned at the start? Are you going to keep your eyes peeled a bit more now you know what sort of things to look for? Let me know, leave me some comments, drop us a thumbs up, subscribe if you're not, come back and see us for the next video. We're struggling for bags of coins to hunt at the minute, I'll be honest, but we've got some other avenues to explore with that. We're off to the mint this weekend, so we're going to struggle to get bags of coins regardless. But yeah, lots of fun videos and stuff to come. We're chugging along to our 750 subs, which we'll do a video with another giveaway when we get to that. So thanks a lot, come down again and see us next time. Later.